This is a recipe that I found about, I don't know, about 25 years ago. I bought this cookbook at the school. They had a book sale one day when my daughter was young and my son, and I have been making this cabbage soup that long, and this one is called Italian sausage navy bean stew, but we don't like Italian sausage, never have, so I always just put kielbasa in it. My mother puts actual breakfast sausage in it. You can do that too, and it does call for chicken, not chicken broth, it calls for beef broth, the original recipe, but I just use chicken broth because I'm allergic to pork and beef. But I'm gonna throw this together. I'm gonna bring you a little bit closer so that you can see what I'm doing. And guys, you're gonna love this recipe. The first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and slice up a 13-ounce package of kielbasa, and that's just smoked sausage. Grab a large pot and turn your stovetop eye on low to medium, probably about a 3 setting on my stove. And I'm just browning these kielbasa just a little bit. And now we are going to add 2 cans of Great Northern beans. One can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. 1 medium yellow onion diced. 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. 1 teaspoon of oregano. Now you're going to want to give this a stir. A whole container of chicken broth, and this amounts to 4 cups of chicken broth. A little salt and pepper to taste, and if you're like me, maybe a lot of pepper. And probably not as much salt because we did add the chicken broth and those vegetables have salt in it. So you wouldn't want to add a lot of salt to this. Now we're going to cover this and let this boil on medium heat for about 30 minutes or so. And just a tip, don't put your lid on it completely flat down. You want to leave a little crack so the steam can come out and it doesn't boil over. Now we're going to add about 3.5 cups of chopped cabbage. Now, if you don't have quite 3.5 cups, that's okay. I would not add more than 3.5 cups, though, of cabbage. Now, go ahead and just kind of move that cabbage around into the soup. And what I'm doing is actually finding a place to put my bay leaves, because now we are going to add 2 bay leaves, depending on the size. Sometimes I'll put 3 bay leaves in here if I don't have a whole bay leaf. And this is what gives this such a wonderful, wonderful taste. Also, just a word of caution to some of you new cooks out there, and maybe some of you seasoned cooks didn't know this, but those bay leaves, you want to put them where you can find them, because you're going to take those out at the end of this recipe, or any recipe for that matter, because you don't want to swallow them. They will either get stuck in your throat or they can cut your throat in your mouth, because bay leaves do not cook up very well and they have very sharp edges. And that's how easy it is to make the sausage and cabbage soup. Now I'm going to let this cook on, I've got about a number 3 on my stovetop eye here, so about low to medium heat for another 30 minutes until that cabbage gets softer the way we like it. Some people like it a little mushier, some people like it not so mushy. And so I'll probably let this cook about 30 more minutes. And then I'm gonna take the bay leaves out. You always wanna take your bay leaves out. And then I'm gonna make some fried cornbread to go with this. It is so good with fried cornbread. This is a great fall, winter recipe. I don't have to taste this to know how great it is, but I will show you the after pictures. So I hope all of you have a great evening, a wonderful day. It's sunny here in Tennessee, and I'll see you next time.